Hi, Junior Gold Bowlers. This is Del Warren here at the Kegel Training Center. And so today's topic is really about some easy ways that you can get better and prepare for Junior Gold. So when we go to practice, obviously, we want to make the best use of our time, and we really want to have, anytime you throw balls down the lane, you're trying to get better. You really want to have a plan. So just some easy ways that you can improve right before Junior Gold and not really feel like you're changing a lot of things in your game. So number one is the obvious, which is spare shooting. Now, obviously your coaches have preached to you about spare shooting. I can tell you that, we win and lose championships. You make cuts or don't make cuts, or you win tournaments because you fill frames. What I would say also is practice on different environments for spare shooting. I mean, you're going to see a version of short, a version of medium, and a version of long. And that your angles are going to change for your common spares. Even for the 6'10 and the 4'7, your strategy may be a little different, even if you're throwing a plastic ball at spares. And of course, not all of you bowl do that. So for example, in our college team at Weber, they have to be able to make spares two different ways. So for example, if you're bowling on 34, 35, 36 feet, you're gonna shoot maybe a 2-4-5, which is a Brooklyn type spare, whereas the ball would end up more on the Brooklyn side of the head pin in that zone. A 2-4-5, a 1-2-4, a 2-5, a 2-4-5-8, a bucket type spare. Shoot that a couple of different ways. And like I said, on a shorter pattern, a medium pattern, and a longer pattern. Also bowl on fresh, and also bowl on when the lanes are broken down and they have a lot of transition at that spare. The same thing for a 3-6-10, a baby split if you're left-handed, a 2-4, a 2-4-7. Because again, your strategy is going to change a little bit depending upon the environment. And get really comfortable with knowing what to do and how to do it for spare shooting. I can tell you that your ability to make cuts and survive, I like to call it survival of just getting to the next cut, is going to have a lot to do with filling frames. So again, this is not just spare shooting, it's called situational spare shooting. Okay, the next thing is, in your practice, start to incorporate some really simple drills, like the foul line drill and the swing and slide. Now, so many of us could actually get that ball a little bit closer to our ankle and get our elbow in and get the shoulder down and get the trail leg in a little bit better position. If you can do the foul line drill correctly, and I mean 100% correctly, everything is going to get a little bit tighter in all the key areas, which sets you up for a good release and a good balance point. Remember, the difference between leaving a bucket or leaving a big four is less than an inch. If you trip the four, you're probably a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch difference at the pocket than if you're big fouring. Or the difference between a bucket and a light wally strike is about less than a 1/2 inch. So the tighter you can make these things with like a foul line drill or swing and slide in your drills and make that better, that's going to be incorporated in your full game, and you will see dividends in competition because your physical game is just a little bit better. Then the other thing I would do, and probably this goes along with your mental game, is to do some mental imaging. And what I mean by that is, before you go to bed at night, for about 10 minutes, after you start to calm down a little bit and all the lights are out in your house, one of the things that I know is very effective, and the science proves behind this, is taking some deep breaths and pretending like you're throwing great shots, and imagining yourself and feeling yourself and picturing yourself throwing the most perfect shots, both for strikes and for spares. Here's what the science proves, is that the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between doing it for real and actually imagining it. So what you're doing is you're reinforcing everything that you want to do. And bowlers, you know what it's like to throw a great shot. You know what it feels like, and you know what it's like to throw a shot when it really matters. And then finally, so that's for your mental game. And then finally, for your physical self, so many of us get tired or we don't get enough sleep. Again, one of the things that we focus on big time here is, especially for a big competition, is getting enough rest. So 8.5 hours of real sleep is really going to help you, especially the longer you go in those tournaments. You're not going to get as good a sleep when you go to a hotel room and you're with your friends and so on. So leading up to the tournament, make sure you're fully rested, make sure you're ready to go, and that you feel really good going into the competition. I know for the kids, sometimes maybe you don't feel like you need it, but remember, when we're bowling, we're reading ball reaction, we're processing a lot of information. And again, the science is very clear about being fully rested and being able to process information and coming up with the right solutions as we are trying to, the skill is with ball reaction, trying to go through transition and make good ball and angle changes. Okay, so I hope some of these tips are helpful and insightful to you. I know some of you are going to take this very seriously, and I know this can help your game. Good luck. I know we'll see you at Junior Gold, and if you need any help, come see a Kegel Training Center coach, and we'll be happy to help you.